that finals for the Legend tournament. But in the end, I also do think it might be pretty close because Smokes does have that Dark Aragon, which is a very strong unit at the moment.
Let's see if we'll see them during any of these pre-bans phases or the rest of the drafting phase, as we're going to be kicking our Summoners War European League playoffs right now. Where there's smokes, there's fire, but RAXXAZ has been burning Fuens all season long. Let's find out if he can get another win under his belt. RAXXAZ versus Smokes right here, say. Pre-bans, are we going to see an Eretion?
I would say a Russian pre-ban would come from the side of Smokes because RAXXAZ does have first pick, which enables RAXXAZ to also just simply pre-ban the Dark Aragon. No, it's actually not going to go for the Dark Aragon. Feels more threats through the Dark Zenitsu.
Yeah, Dark Zenitsu had a very high win rate, obviously, from the Summoners War European League, but was in the hands of a Barbo many of those times as well. Berghild also being banned out, and there we have it. Potentially a first pick Eretion?
Ooh, Hagang first pick. Smokes plays a lot around a lot of units that do go for AoE strip and then followed up by other things. Only issue what you might have with the Hagang this early is that you're gonna lack damage and then your enemy ends up with a draft along the lines of a Juno or a Misty or any of those kind of units that can deal with it. So I think Eretion is a better pick right there.
Let's see, Eretion is taken, then he's taking that 33 lead. Wow. This is a call out for you, say, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, pretty much right there. But I don't think you want to lock it in that early because that is the point where if the Eretion isn't on Despair, it is one of those things that you can just simply draft 0 stun units and go for tricks and then definitely steamroll that match. So taking that away, going for the Megumi and the Shio, which is the more common picks.
Yeah, but also picking 2 units there that do stun, right? From the skill 3 of Shiho and that Megumi as well on the skill 2. Is this already looking like you could bring a Josephine quite comfortably?
Yeah, you could actually go for the combo on the side of RAXXAZ right now for going for the Josephine plus the Gandalf because you have 2 stuns on your enemy side, but you could also wait it for a little bit later. We're going to go into a Bruiser route where we're setting up the defense break for that Jaeger.
Yeah, I love that. You've brought Annabelle with defense break plus a bit of sustain through there. Eretion can do that defense break as well. Jaegers have been super deadly in this competition, but Smokes locking in hot on that 3rd and 4th pick, say.
Yeah, that's a lot of AoE damage coming in and also a lot of AoE control. This is often the scenario where a lot of people would go for Aya, the Wind Nobara. Is very strong, most likely a must ban, but is that what the Rex is going to do? Yep, there we have the Aya right there, but how do you finish off this draft? Could you see go for like a Juno, Vamp Juno in particular? However, you might still get cleanse blocks from the enemy on the side of Layla.
Exactly how are you working around Rax with those last couple of seconds, locking in a Carnal then as well. Maybe some more AoE damage coming out from his side right there. Not so familiar during the league phases, but Gianna locked in 5th pick as well.
Yeah, Gianna's definitely a strong 5th pick right there, but I think you have to probably aim it towards... Well, I think on one side you have to ban that Aya, that's for sure. But on the other side of Smokes, you could go for a Layla ban, could go for an Aragon ban, or that Gianna ban, I would say.
Yeah, let's see the strong phase there, strong drafting part at the end from Smokes, units that you have to kind of try and work around if you're RAXXAZ. Are the mind games going to continue from those first picks? We're getting Arya banned out, and that Dark Aragon is respected as well. So we've got a 33 speed versus a 28 speed lead in our Summoners War European League playoff. It's the first match of today. Let's kick off with a good one.
Yeah, let's see where we're going to land our skills. Also, the Eretion is going to cut after this monkey right away. So let's see where we're going to go for a stun. Could go towards that NFL, could go towards the Carnal. Let's see whether we send it. We send it towards the Carnal. A lot of damage already coming in, plus Layla cutting a turn.
Coming in, can you get some nice stun there on that Annabelle as well to prevent any sustain coming through, say? Can you get another...
At least stealing the immunity right there is really good, but the threat state still remains. So because of that, you can only bomb towards the Jaeger right now. You would have rather dropped the bomb on that NFL, but I think you still send it, and you kind of pray that that NFL is not blocking out.
Oh no, Gianna missing that bomb though, say. That's not good for Smokes right here. You've got that skill 3, but just opted for the skill 1, still with the threat state up.
Yeah, still with the threat state up. We can actually steal that threat state right there, but the big question is, Annabelle, can you do it? Can you ruin the day for Smokes right here? We got the additional turn on the Carnal. We'll be adding a good bit of damage towards that side. Most of these Carnals are very high on the additional damage and landing the wrong element stun right there.
So many stuns coming out. Jaeger doing Jaeger things right there, putting Megumi within an inch of his life at the moment, and Carnal can look to follow up and kill.
Yep, and we also have slows on pretty much every unit on the battlefield right now, but that NFL will take that turn earlier than anything else, so we'll go for Curl Sprayer, and I think that RAXXAZ is sitting in a very favorable position right now.
Yeah, the flip of the switch from RAXXAZ right there. Got the additional turn on that car now. Getting them stuns as well. Huge for him. Just sending the S3 as well to get kills and even gets into that skill 2 say.
Yeah, it was kind of the position where Jaeger would have killed regardless. You already cleared 2 units off the field, and the other 2 is probably cleaned up by Jaeger. So, well played by going for skill 3, but that match was definitely over right there. Cardinal did do a lot of damage.
Yeah, he was. He was annoying being there, getting that additional turn, really coming through for RAXXAZ right there. And I think Anavel just being on the field, how dangerous that was for Smoke, since he was trying to control a lot. But additional turns can happen. Violent runes are there, say, pre-bans. Do we expect any trauma?
It could be a Dark Aragon ban right now. That's definitely an option. On the other side, Jaeger ban, but I think that Smokes also does have a Jaeger. So most of the time, you don't really want to be banning your own unit off right there. So let's see. Maybe it goes towards the Hua rank. Those are the LDs on the other side, but let's see. A lot of options right there.
Yeah, a lot of options. We're only in our second set of today in the Summoners War European League playoffs. So there's a lot to still work out. How are you going to play around this? We might see going into like set 3, set 4, some repeats as well on those pre-bans, similar types of matches. Let's see what these guys can cook up for us in this day-to-day. They need the momentum. You want to get set wins. And in that next round, they'd be going up against Tito Gofflet. So you want some momentum going in. Anavel pre-banned out and that Dark Aragon.
So NFL feeling that as the most threat. Well, in the end, Cardinal kind of did it for the NFL last time around, but it was the dangerous unit. If NFL would have taken that additional turn, match would have been instantly over. But it does also kind of mean that RAXXAZ knows how Smokes plays. It's always based on those AoE units.
It is, but we've got a trade here then so far during the draft. So Reshion being taken, then the Fire Megumi and the Shiho being taken back by Rax from Smokes there as well. Second and third picks here say Josephine. Do I want to say it?
Yeah, Josephine Gandalf is definitely an option right there, but the Jaeger is on the field, and Jaeger and Hua do not really care that much about shield, so stealing the Jaeger is definitely a right choice.
Yeah, sometimes stealing units doesn't work in your favor because obviously they might not be part of your game plan, but I think a Jaeger would have been part of Smokes' game plan going into this one against RAXXAZ today. He's got that third and fourth pick right now. You've got stuns, you've got a speed lead, but I think you have to have some sort of a follow-up.
Yeah, it's the big question right now. Are you going to go full for damage and just bruisering that out, or are you going to add some healers to the bruiser? And we're going to go for a Aya. It's definitely a really strong and annoying unit to face, because in the end, Abrasion does still have debuffs. And also, if you land the threat or the threat towards the Jaeger, ooh, are we going to get a Shumar over here? Don't expect to see it, but it could be one of those plays. But yeah, Aya just going for provokes towards Jaeger, gives Jaeger potential dots towards the Aya, and she still will do a lot of damage. Interesting draft right there. It seems to be that Smokes is locking this in, but I haven't seen too much of a Shumar just yet. Is this a full Swift one, or is it Vio?
And let's find out if Ciara can do better than her sister Gianna and actually land some bombs for Smokes on this one right now. RAXXAZ, with that fifth pick route here, how are you going to deal with the Shumar? Do you just want to maybe ban it out and pick something for the rest of the draft?
Well, it's also interesting that NFL is banned out right now because slow really does mess up a Shumar. So I think he's looking towards a slow kind of unit. Could be Cardinal, but that could also be a hard unit to draft here right now.
Let's find out RAXXAZ with that fifth pick. Who's he locking in? We're going in for the Fire Legolas instead then.
Yeah, big question right now. Are we respecting the Shumar? Did you play against it? Did you try your test? And on the other side, once again, that Aya, that non-bar is always so dangerous to fight against.
Yeah, so much health that she can take away from the enemy team if she does get those debuffs on her side right there. Bans will be coming in very soon. RAXXAZ and Smokes. He's currently 1-0 up, RAXXAZ, in this first match of the playoffs right now. But this is where, can you swing it in your favor, Smokes? Can you look to start it? And he's banned out the content, Rax. Shiho also banned out. Speed lead 28 versus the 33. RAXXAZ versus Smokes. I wanted to see some content, say, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely would have liked to see it, but I think RAXXAZ felt it too much of a gamble to send it in straight away, so it does make a lot of sense. Also, we do not see any will runes on this Legolas, so it is most likely on Revenge, and it is also on stuns, but the stun is procced away right away.
Now you're looking for a stun, get one of your own. You obviously proc that passive right there, but you don't want to have to deal with a bomb coming from a Ciara at a late point.
Yep, ooh, resisting that and going for the Revenge. Stealing all of those buffs, is sitting at 2 crucial buffs already with that Revenge. and now we can go for that provoke right there. If we land the provoke on that Jaeger, yep, we land 2 turns on that Jaeger. Jaeger will most likely land a dot on that Nobara and take a lot of damage that way.
That looks like a perfect turn right there. I know it's Legolas, but he was almost like Robin Hood stealing from the rich, giving to himself right there. I mean, Hwoarang slowly putting damage through, and he's got that dot on the Arya.
Yeah, dot on the Aya. I think it's just 2 turns away from pretty much the whole team being gone. Sierra did not take her additional turn, but so did this Legolas. So this Legolas is just a powerhouse when it's taking these extra turn, taking the attack bar, and just doing a lot of work that way.
You've got that threat state on you there, though. That maybe was a bad option if you wanted to get rid of that Sierra easily.
Yeah, I think you rather would have killed the Sierra, because in the end, Nobara doesn't kill that Sierra. And if Sierra gets bombs off, it could be kind of dangerous. But how many times do you get this threat state in? Jaeger says yes.
Yes, he does right there. I mean, look at that. Taking more health away right now. Confirming the kill. Can you look to even maybe get another?
Yep, most of these higher level Megumis are on crit rate, so they do a good bit of damage. We almost say goodbye to the Aya. We do say goodbye to the Aya, but we have very livelihood on that, well, Hood guy on the right side, plus the Hwoarang.
Yeah, RAXXAZ coming in clutch then. 2 sets up against SMOKEZZ right here. Is he looking to send out a statement to the rest of the players in this Summoners War European League playoffs right now? Via Legolas was crazy, say.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those units. It's also, once again, a very double-edged sword. If it gets those revenges in, if it gets those multi-hits all the way to 5 in, it is super strong. But if it doesn't, it is not as powerful.
Definitely isn't, but for RAXXAZ's look right there, he was powerful. How are we going to look for pre-bans then coming into our 3rd set right here? We might have a repeat, potentially, of that beginning one. And I'm wondering even if at the start of this draft, say, we've got the same trades, an Erechion going across. Oh, well, we won't, because we've got pre-banned the Dark Zenitsu and the Erechion right there. So maybe we'll see a different speed lead?
Yeah, I think that RAXXAZ will probably opt to go for Megumi this time around. So let's see what SMOKEZZ can answer to a Megumi opener. At least that is what I expect. Or are we going to go Hey Gang opener? I don't think so, though, but it is an option.
Yeah, a bit of mind games then potentially coming in from Rax right here. I mean, you have got the luxury right here if you Rax. You've got those 2 set advantage. You only need 1 more to win right there. Maybe you can change the play a little bit, but opting for that Shiho.
Yeah, Shio's still the most picked unit, or second most picked unit after Erechion, so has been getting a lot of play, most likely has very good runes from all of those players. But let's see what SMOKEZZ answers right now, because you cannot go for the Megumi plus a Shio in this combination. Oliver Yeonhong, definitely a different style with that, but let's see if that works.
Yeah, bringing in the speed lead, bringing in the Yeonhong as well to contest on that first part. RAXXAZ probably needs a speed lead as well if he wants to have some sort of a contest. Fire Megumi still around.
Yeah, Fire Megumi is definitely a good option into the Oliver. You could also go for the Shinxa, his Wind Brother on that Monkey side. But we see him play a little bit less these days, because it's a little bit more RNG if it actually does go for those stuns or not.
Yeah, look at that Berghild then coming in that 3rd pick. We were speaking about it during the countdown show, say that RAXXAZ's Berghild wasn't performing super well during the league days. Is it the time for her to change her fortune?
Now let's see if that's going to work out, but first SMOKEZZ has 3 more picks on the field. We're going to go for a anti-stun. There's 3 stunners on the side of RAXXAZ, so it makes a lot of sense, plus a Aragon.
Yeah, bringing in that threat with the Aragon. How is RAXXAZ looking to play around it right here? He's got that 4th and 5th pick right there. Do you need, again, for your side, some sort of sustain? You're not really dealing enough damage to get rid of a unit straight away.
This is one of those options. You could go for a Diana. It does focus a lot of threat towards that Diana that you have to hit it with everything. Plus, it's a lot of AoEs, but we're actually going to go for a buffed Lucia. She's giving more healing towards her whole team, but in this case, she's the only healer right there. But it will deny the pushback from the Oliver and the Dark Aragon for a certain extent.
Yeah, exactly. So very nice pick, I would say, there in that 5th one. Oh, SMOKEZZ, though, seeing a lot of passives on the side of RAXXAZ, bringing potentially that Isis through.
Yeah, I think you have to respect that Isis. On the other side, you probably have to respect that Lucia. So let's see if it's going to get locked in. Last time around, RAXXAZ did not ban it. He felt a, well, pretty strong AoE Oblivion from it. Let's see if he takes it out this time.
Yep, is he going to remember what happened during those league days? I think we even mentioned it during the countdown show as well. But has he got something different in order to work it out in this one? RAXXAZ versus SMOKEZZ. Those bans taking a lot of time. Remember, if SMOKEZZ loses this, he does exit the tournament. We've got the Lucia ban, we've got the Isis ban, 28 speed versus a 33 right there in our Summoners War European League. It's match set potentially for RAXXAZ.
Yep, we have a first turn, go to Yeon Hong, boosting with that 33 elite. But where do we send it? Or do we go for a boost to potentially go for a skill to provoke? Potentially, I would say, on this Shiho.
Does manage to land right there as well, and she's still got that first skill. You can maybe look even you want to do a bit of damage coming out, because I mean the stun feels a bit of a waste anyway.
Yeah, I guess it's just for the stun. Also, everything else was on Will Rune, so couldn't really utilize that just yet. And once again, we're kind of in the same position right here.
We are right now. If you get an additional turn, it would have brought that passive back as well right there, but it's not. I mean, Berghild has a bit of a free reign. Got the seal on.
Got the seal, definitely beneficial right there, but we also have Yeon Hong Blade of Fangs coming in. But where do you want to send your real damage? Do you go for a strip right now, following up by that Oliver? And that is exactly what we're going for.
Yeah, getting rid of that immunity right there. You've got Oliver, he's got a bit of free reign, I would say. Where do you want to put these cool times? Just going into that Berghild, though.
Oh, I understood what he was trying to do. Getting the Berghild attack bar and then cycling towards the reset of potentially the Shiho, but did not get the cycling right there. So therefore will probably not be able to reset it in time.
No, you won't. But it's important. Josephine is going to be taking a turn right here. You need a provoke or a stun right there. Goes into the Shiho. Does manage to get it as well.
Yeah, does get all of the skills available right there. Can go for another stun. Does not connect the stun just yet, so Megumi can go for another chance of a stun himself.
Yep, he's going in for that stun. Does not want that Aragon tick turn, but it's resisted that time, say.
Resisted right there, but it's still the big question. Is this Berghild fast enough? Because Berghild is cycling a lot of turns. Can we reset a double resistance? That is not what you would like to see from a Oliver.
Definitely isn't right there. But Aragon is going to be able to at least take one of these turns right here, say. But I'm not sure if it's too late.
Yeah, it's a little bit too late, especially with the defense break. Potential counter coming in. No counter coming in. Was able to take out a unit on its own accord. I think that Smokes is not in a too bad position right now, because there's 3 very lively units on the side of Smokes, and RAXXAZ is taking quite a beating on those units on the field right now.
He is, and he's got those slows. And Oliver, that's going to help. Now you can start to cycle, get more control through right here. Smokes does look good right now.
Yeah, I think it's just simply connecting those kills. You don't have to throw a charge fatality just yet. Connecting the kills and then working on that Jaeger later.
Yeah, work on it later. I mean, Jaeger can do crazy things, I guess, but you're going to be dealing with those 3 units, and I think they're working in very good harmony right there.
It is interesting to see that Oliver is actually winning, even though he's really inting on all of his resets. Every time that he gets a reset, not completely off, he takes the additional turn, so still gets his rotations properly. And that is the big issue for an Oliver. If he misses his rotations, you're just off skills way too long. But additional turns solve that problem.
I mean, he's doing a lot of revenging right now, Jaeger, but that Galancing is coming into great effect.
Yep, plus we have charge fatality still available, so just topping off the HP I think is a good choice, because if you get hit on a non-glance right now and then go for a critter, you might lose the unit. So just simply chipping it out this way is the best plan.
Yeah, it is, but you can push him back as well. He's not going to be able to cleanse through it. And I mean, wow, Smokes kind of really flipped the switch then right there. Is this a reverse sweep potentially looking to come in for him right there? Or can RAXXAZ look to bring it back to win that final set to send him through? I mean, interesting different style there. First time we've seen Oliver, but he kind of didn't pop off, but it still worked.
Yeah, definitely did work, but I think it was mainly the pop-off of the Aragon working in the end. Like, his skill going off at the right moment in the end, just CC the whole enemy team. But now again, I think RAXXAZ will be banning out that Aragon.
Exactly, get rid of it from the pre-bans. You won't have to deal with it during that drafting phase as well right now. Likely to still see an Eretion coming back through into this next draft as well. Let's figure out how these players are going to work things through in our set number 4 of the Summoners War European League playoffs. They need to win. It's a best of 5 for everybody, so one more set will win it for you. Fire Megumi being taken out then, alongside that Dark Aragon, which is being respected.
Yeah, I think it's a smart ban from Smokes right here, because he can really pick up the Eretion without being counted by a Megumi right here. We'll probably feel the counter of a Shinza, and it seems to be that we're going in a little bit of a pause. Maybe it wasn't the right pre-ban that was placed right there, but we will see how this revolves around it. Exactly.
We'll hear and let you guys give you updates as we find out exactly what is happening during this kind of drafting phase. We're there, say though, RAXXAZ is only 1 set win away from kind of going through into that next round. Smokes maybe is starting somewhat of a reverse sweep coming back from him right there. I think it just shows how deadly some of these LDs still are when we're in those drafting phases, right? A Dark Aragon had to then be respected from what happened in that previous set. A Jaeger is still somewhat respected. The Glancing did a lot of work for Smokes in that last one. But LDs still super strong even in this current meta, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much the LDs, but on the other side, you also the speed leads do work very well. We got that Eresion definitely eating some pre-bans there, but also the moment you know you will have that Eresion yourself, it is also one of those things to just ban out Megumi, which in most cases is the most likely to counter him. So let's see what we're gonna go in with those matches later on.
Exactly. We're finding out. We're just waiting to see exactly what's happening in the behind the scenes. So you might see me every so often just looking at the side to see if I get any updates from production as well right there. It's just due to a player's connection. That's all that we're dealing with right here. Player maybe disconnected through that kind of drafting phase, but we want it to be as fair as possible when these players are playing for that money on the line as well. So, I mean, kicking things off pretty strong, I would say. We've not seen Josephine Gandalf combo in Happiness for You, right? It's a good day.
Yeah, definitely happy to see that right there. Absolutely. I was hoping to see that Shumar though. It was banned out, but we still have 7 more matches to go after this. It could potentially be drafted in the last few rounds that we have on this matchup itself. But yeah, it's one of those things like if you did not really play against it, do you just simply want to ban it out because you don't really know the strength on that unit just yet?
Exactly. How do you work around it? Like you said, it's kind of the worst possible time to really test that out with the current Special League as well, not having the LDs as well. So you can't even test that specific 2A either. But you've been through that before, right? Say as a player, when a balance patch has happened, maybe some new units have come and there's the differences from regionals to the finals of SWC as well. How do you deal with it? Did you just completely stick away?
Well, it kind of depends on the unit itself, but it's also somewhat common. We have seen it, I think, with the Wusa buff for having more damage output at some point. It was fixed the day before a European Cup, so no one was picking it up at that time. But over here, the unit has been released long enough that people do seem to be knowing it a little bit. It's just not that well tested just yet.
Yeah, let's find out how they're going to deal with it. So we've got that Eresion first pick coming out from Smokes on his side right there. RAXXAZ doesn't have that Megumi this time, going in for a Water Twin Angel instead then.
Water Twin Angel is a unit we haven't seen all too much. I think more on the side of like Tito Kovlet was playing it a little bit, but also the big question for this unit right now, is it on Swift or is it on Violent?
Exactly. Have you really invested your best Swift sets into that as well? I mean, likely not, right? But let's see how RAXXAZ can make this one work out. Smoke's going back to a regular pick for him, looking at that Yonhong. Maybe he's going to partner up with a Gianna in that play.
Oh, Gianna in that play, that does open a lot of doors for Josephine Gandalf and those kind of shenanigans. So let's see if RAXXAZ is going to go for that. Heigang is also an option. Could be a little bit low on damage if he goes for those. But let's see if he's going to lock in those units. We're going to go for Heigang and once again that Carnal.
Yeah, back to the Carnal that did him really well in that very first set as well. Getting the additional turn and then kind of stunning everything on the other side of the field from Smokes right there. Maybe an early Gianna in what we've learned from the win rates over the current leaderboard as well. 4th and 5th pick, crucial right here for Smokes.
Yeah, let's see what he likes to lock in this position. You could go towards units that can potentially bruise it out, but since you're already fighting a slow, a Misty isn't really that strong. So we're going to go for a Sierra plus a Shiho.
Yeah, we've really locked into that first turn if he Smokes right there. Another speed lead. That Shiho, the high base speed as well, preventing Rax from trying to cut in along there. He's got the Eshir at the moment, but it feels like he maybe needs to carry on turtling up.
Yeah, I think he has to turtle it up because in this position, Heigang is 100% banned out. There's too many strips on the side of Smokes, but knowing that your Heigang is banned out, what is the best fifth that you can make? Because if you go for bruiser units such as Jaeger right now, I don't think it's going to be enough.
Oh, Okeanos coming in then. I mean, maybe an interesting one. Like you said, Heigang looking like he could be banned out, but on the side of Smokes?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a Heigang ban for sure. And I think that RAXXAZ is trying to take the additional turn on either the Okeanos or the Carnal to win this match. Because Smokes is looking at a very good draft right now. Maybe you have to respect the Gianna because that's going to be AoE stunts. However, it's going to be a rough one.
It could be a rough one right here. Remember, folks, best of 5s right there. Both of the bans have come in with that Heigang and Gianna. So we've got a 24 versus a 33 speed lead going in to our set number 4 of the playoffs. RAXXAZ 2, Smokes 1.
Yeah, big question right now. Do we boost up this Eresion? If we boost up the Eresion, it is on Despair. It can potentially Despair a few units. But how are you going to get all of your turns in? We're going to go for a skill 3, and we do fully land it.
He looked almost like he was going in for a snipe right there, but does get a big stun on that Carnal. Remember last time he did proc out of it though. Oh!
Ooh, that's a 33 Legiana right there. Can land this bomb as well. Does comfortably land the bomb. So we're going to be looking at Okeanos potentially not taking any turns.
Yeah, probably off of the field very, very soon. Working great. Ciara doing things that Gianna could only dream of, say.
Yeah, plus a 24k bomb. That is a very high hit on a Sierra without an attack buff. So we're looking one unit down already. I think you have to aim for the strip right now. And oh, we're going to go for stuns. Does not really connect stun. It is on Violent, but you would have rather seen that Violent on that Cardinal.
It might still happen, say. Let's see if there's any sort of caster curse coming in right here for Smokez. He's going to be able to strip through that Shiho and land the defense break. Oh, nope.
Oh, no Cardinal coming in right there. And Shiho does have the all or nothing. But once again, why would you need a Gianna if you have a 33 speed lead Gianna right there? Smokez is just seeing all of those units. Bomb once again connected. That will definitely be a dead unit right there.
Dead unit and 2 versus 4, and Smokez looks strong right here. RAXXAZ allowed him with that first turn, and it's all come off for him right here, say.
Yeah, it was definitely, I think, the awkward pick on the side of the Twin Angels plus Asher, knowing that Smokez likes to play a lot of fast units, not taking the first turn. Asher did not really participate in this match. Twin Angels did not really participate in this match, but his Irration has done a lot of work.
He really has, and he can confirm that kill from a Shiho on the Asher right now. That bomb's coming anytime soon. And I mean, Twin Angels in certain hands got close before in that league, but I don't think they will this time, say.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna do it as well. Even more damage on that bomb right there, and this is where we say goodbye to the team of RAXXAZ. So we're gonna go all the way best of 5.
There we go. First match of the day. Don't tell us we didn't bring you fireworks there, because we're going all the way through to the final set of this best of 5. I mean, say, Ciara looking at her sister in the mirror and going, this is how we land bombs.
Yeah, this is how we land bombs and also how we do damage. It might be a Sierra that's kind of low on the HP and defense in that case, but those bombs definitely did hurt.
They really did hurt, but also crazy play from Irration right there. I mean, RAXXAZ will have this first pick going into it, but if you're Smokez, you've got to pre-ban it out, right?
Yeah, I think it's Irration is still the play. Like, we don't see it as much on the Special League right now, but I think it's the Irration plus the LDs what makes Irration really strong.
Yeah, let's see how they can make this work. Remember, could be a reverse sweep coming in from Smokez right here. Or can RAXXAZ get that last point to make his way through to our next round in this Summoners War European League playoffs? Ciara getting respect banned out from her bomb damage and the Irration.
Interesting to see a Sierra pre-ban right there, because you could go for a lot of options, like still the Dark Zenitsu, but actually not been played on the side of Smokez. But yeah, there's a lot of options that he could have went for, but I think he's just really narrowing down where Smokez doesn't have a comfortable speed lead, because Smokez doesn't really play that much Xingzi, and now he's really searching for, like, okay, where can I place my speeds? And you see that in the first, that's where you can place speeds, just add in another LD.
Holy, I just heard from my room Shezu screaming, because that's the playstyle that he's usually doing, but we're seeing instead the Oliver and the Shiho coming out.
Yeah, that would have been a very interesting play right there, but it's also a very risky one when you're on the set win. Oliver Shiho did work out very well for Smokez earlier just now, so let's see what we can pair it on the side of RAXXAZ.
Yeah, RAXXAZ has not got that Shiho right there. Is there another kind of speed contest that you wanted to bring in alongside in this second and third pick? We've seen him going to like Berkhild previously as well. Going for it then.
Yep, once again the Berkhild, and once again this NFL. NFL into Oliver is a little bit awkward because NFL has pretty long cooldowns. If you get those on resets, she really needs to be cycling on that skill once sleeps to get anywhere.
She does, but will Oliver even make it through? Let's find out. Smokez with that third and fourth pick. There's still a Dark Aragon in the box.
Yeah, Dark Aragon, Yeon Hong, those are the comfortable picks that he wants to go for. In this case, once again, going back to that Gianna.
Bringing a Gianna. Maybe needs a speed lead in that fifth pick if you Smokez. Let's find out. RAXXAZ with his fourth and fifth pick right here. He's got a few options. Is he turtling or is he going to try and compete?
I think he can definitely turtle. Like, to be honest, if he goes towards the side of Josephine, going towards the side of maybe his Jaeger, those are definitely strong picks right here. Lucia, he has shown before against those pushbacks. So, once again, does make it to the field, but will be banned out.
Yeah, let's see if she can make it through some form of sustain from the side of RAXXAZ right there. Smokez. Like you said, if he wants that first turn, how is he going to continue dealing with it? Looking to bring in an Okeanos of his own.
Oh, he's really trying to get the reset on that NFL, because the other units you can't really reset. And I would say bringing an Okeanos into 3 units you cannot stun and 1 wrong element is not going to do that great for an Okeanos. So, Yeonong, a little bit more of a bruiser side right now in confirming that you have first pick, but I think it's more of a comfortable pick than a really good pick.
Exactly, going back to his old and trusted right there, Yonhong out on the field. But for those bans, say, like you said earlier, we maybe seen a Lucia.
Yeah, Lucia is definitely one of those units that is very annoying to fight for a Oliver. So I do think we take that out. On the other side, probably the resets on the Aragon.
Yeah, he couldn't quite get rid of the Aragon before he managed to get that third skill earlier. Does he let it through and see? Both of them correct, say. That's why you're casting with me. Speed leads for both RAXXAZ and SMOKEZZ right there. 28 versus a 33 in our match set. Here it is. RAXXAZ versus SMOKEZZ. Who goes through?
Yeah, how much can we do on this Gianna right now? And this is also the big question. Do you want to waste your charge vitality, your skill 3, to heal or to boost up the Gianna? Or are you comfortable enough that you will get your hits elsewhere? And he's not comfortable with that just yet. So it is a wasted skill, but I think it is the right choice.
Oh, Gianna was watching in the wings, seeing from that Ciari, getting the bomb landed, getting 2 stuns out there as well.
2 stuns out there, but we also have the threat state right now on the Jaeger, and Oliver really wants to make work on resetting that NFL because that is the big threat on the side of SMOKEZZ.
It definitely is. I mean, you've got the skill 2, you have to send it through into that Jaeger. No revenge coming out, and Annabelle didn't get an additional turn.
Yep, this is the moment where you can send the S3. S3 will not provide you any push of your attack bar itself, but I think you still want to go for the S3 simply by... Ooh, he's going to go for the risky play once again. Trying to cycle it off, but that might bite him in the bottom.
Might be the later this match goes on right there. She who has that skill 3 going into the Megumi that would have been taking a turn, but you've stunned him out right there. He does his things.
Yep, Megumi doing Megumi things right there, taking the additional turn, but I'm kind of fearing for this Annabelle taking a turn while not being reset just yet. Also, the damage is really spread out from the side of SMOKEZZ right now.
It is. It's maybe spread a little bit too thin right there. Gianna will be able to get a turn through, but again, there's no control really going to be coming through on that Annabelle.
Yeah, plus the additional turn on the Burkle right there. Already an armor break seated on this Gianna. That will be a good bit of chip damage.
Definitely will. You've got skill 1s popping it around again. Yonhong far away from any of those cool times as well. All or nothing.
All or nothing. You have to take it on the NFL. Does actually fully take it on the 2 units that could have been stunned, but I think in the process we're also going to be saying goodbye to this Gianna. Burkle is taking a lot of extra turns.
She is taking so many turns cycling through, and I mean, maybe that dot is even enough to take out the Gianna.
Yeah, that dot is definitely enough right there. You can already start working on other units, and I don't really see a world where you can bruise her with those 3 units on the field for SMOKEZZ against the units that you see on the side of RAXXAZ. So definitely we can get some resets off, but I think that's all that's going to happen for this match, and I think that Brax will walk away with a victory.
Let's see then. Is he going to do it? Yes, Annabelle is taking that turn. You can just look to simply heal right here, say in all honesty. Oh, sending it.
Ooh, sending it, getting the death break in. I could see Oliver doing Oliver things, but you have to get a perfect Oliver rotation and not additional turns at the moment. You do already have full attack bar. Plus against Jaeger, Jaeger can counter those hits as well.
He can counter those hits, but you've got a heal coming through. Say this isn't over.
Yeah, it isn't over yet. I think that he should have healed with the Annabelle earlier. It's a little bit of a safer play right now. But big question is, I think you have to reset this Jaeger or push back this Jaeger right now, and that will give you a chance where Annabelle might take a turn.
Let's find out. He's sending it into that bird kill, but he got resisted as well.
Resisted there as well, but you have to send to make a kill right now. Plus Jaeger will take a turn where I think Jaeger has all skills available. That is a very dead unit. Defense break 50k plus 61k damage.
61k. Wow. Jaeger coming in hot. I mean, this is going to be an uphill task for Oliver, especially if you're getting more resisted.
Yeah, that is the thing. Jaeger's skill 2 adjusts the skills from having more units off the battlefield on your side. 2 units being gone on the defense break, he's just simply doing so much damage. Oliver's still kind of trying to do his thing. I would say Prime Oliver might win this, but a Oliver that we have in current state of the game, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's going to be so tough for him right here. He's just scared of touching that Jaeger as well for any of the revenges. And look, he's just chipping that damage away down. Oliver, you've tried. You've been around long enough before, but this could be your day.
Yep, he's trying to get the additional turn. Does get the additional turn, but is resisted on the pushback. So therefore, Justice will take it out.